Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, and we got some really good news on the economic front in the form of inflation numbers that met or were actually cooler than expectations. The inflation rate in the United States for December came in at 2.9%. Expected was 2.9%, and core inflation came in at 3.2%. Expected was 3.3%. So this was all very good, and the markets really liked it. And you saw that in the movement of the indices. Dow Jones was up 700 points today. S&P was up 100 points. Nasdaq was up close to 500 points, 2.31%. Russell was up close to 2%. And Tesla was up 8%. It was behaving like it was Bitdeer. Bitdeer was up a normal 9.45%. Just another day for that stock. Iris Energy was up more than 5%. And Bitcoin broke the 100,000 mark. You can see the volatility that we experienced today. We were at 100,700 at one point. We've pulled back to 99.6 as of recording this. And Doge is at 38 cents. Now, speaking of Doge, I already mentioned Solana had that upcoming catalyst in the form of potential ETFs in previous lives. But Doge, something that not many people know, in the last cycle, post election, and then post the inauguration, Doge did extremely well. So last cycle, Doge pumped 1,100% a week after the inauguration. And interestingly, the pattern that Doge has taken so far has been reminiscent of last cycle's price action, which is great. So S&P futures really liked um, the core CPI number and the inflation number. You can see in this green candle exactly how much futures were excited by the numbers that came out. Despite that, the difference in probabilities for a March rate cut wasn't really that large. So if you look at March rate cut probability yesterday, it was at 23%. Today it's at 27%. So that's for the 25 basis point cut. So not a huge difference in the probabilities for a rate cut, but the market reacted quite well nonetheless. Now, not only did the market react quite well to the inflation data that we got, but the VIX was down substantially, 13% today. That's the basically fear index in the market. Perhaps the geopolitical front had something to do with that as well. And also the 10-year was down close to 3%, which is also very good for risk assets. And the dollar cooled off a bit in terms of its strength. The dollar strength index, the DXY, was in the red today. Not by a whole lot, but it was in the red. But the VIX and the US 10-year were down substantially. So that's all good for risk assets. Geopolitical developments, I was talking about Israel and Hamas reach a Gaza hostage deal ceasefire to begin on Sunday. So, alhamdulillah for the people of Gaza who have endured so much. I'm just very happy that the acuteness of their suffering will subside a bit. That being said, there are still 40 to 50,000 innocent Palestinians that have been killed, and people need to be held accountable for that. I don't think it's right for us to forgive and forget. But good thing is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists, and he sees everything. And so just like what happened in Syria, I think. And, justice is still being served in Syria. Inshallah, justice will be served for the Palestinians as well. And these things can change very quickly. So at one point, you think that um, the oppressor is strong and he has everything figured out, and all of a sudden things collapse very quickly. And so there's no reason why something similar can't happen for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, inshallah. All right, so Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated next week, January 20th. And it is being said that Donald Trump's SEC is going to revamp the crypto policy basically from day one and in a big way, and may even pause enforcement of the current SEC's setup. So, in details for this, the US president elect set to be inaugurated in just 5 days. Big things are expected for his incoming administration. According to Reuters, Donald Trump's U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is set to revamp crypto policy while potentially pushing enforcement or delaying it. The report notes that the agency is set to embrace a crypto overhaul under Trump's leadership. Additionally, the report notes that top Republican officials at the SEC are preparing for those changes to come as early as next week. So, big things coming on the crypto front, which has gotten a lot of crypto enthusiasts very excited, including myself. I wouldn't consider myself a crypto enthusiast, but I do see, some pockets of opportunity in crypto. And in this next administration, it looks like Elon Musk, I am a Tesla enthusiast, Elon Musk will reportedly have office space in the White House complex. So I'm sure his opinions will be very quick to reach the ears of President elect Trump. So all is looking good. I think there's a lot to be optimistic about, including I think earnings are going to come in strong. And the start of earnings this morning with banks reporting earnings were very strong. So this is good for this is a good indication that hopefully upcoming earnings will be strong as well. And so there's still a lot of, I think, asset appreciation to be had. So the party rolls on, as they say, at least for now. We have to obviously keep our expectations grounded and always have some doubt. And for this, we keep some cash on the sidelines in case we do get a correction or a pullback so that we can take advantage of that. Let's take some questions. Sheikh Adnan, assalamu alaikum. Akhi, keep me in your du'as. Of course, Sheikh Adnan. I hope everything is well with you. Hussein says, Salam brother Rakaan, shouldn't Dogecoin be considered not permissible since it is a meme coin? I don't know what that means. So what if it's a meme coin? Salam Rashad. I've answered this meme coin question many times. At the very least, it is a means of exchange. You can transfer value from one person to the other by sending them Dogecoin. So that seems legitimate to me. Abdullah says, Salam, brothers. Abdul says, do you expect a big correction in crypto market, particularly BTC, in the coming weeks? I don't think it's the more likely scenario. I think in the near term, crypto is looking good. Maybe we get a correction later in the year, but I don't think a correction in the very near term is the higher probability. I think the higher probability in the near term is bullish. Yeah, so there should be punishment for war crimes, of course. What do you think about gold price once Trump revamped crypto? It's an interesting question. I will say I'm more. Let me put it this way: I'm more bullish on Bitcoin than I am on gold. Do you see any future for Bonk? Um, there's nothing necessarily special about Bonk, and there are so many meme coins out there. So I'm not really sure why you would prefer Bonk over something else. Is the January correction you've been talking about for a while over now? Well, it does seem like we've gotten over some major hurdles, and the sentiment from last week has been overcome by the economic news that we received today and yesterday. I do expect still volatility. It's not going to be a straight line upwards, but it does seem like there has been a shift in momentum. What is your stance on BTC miners right now? Well, some of them I like, some of them I don't like. Please share your thoughts on SPUS. I did review them a while ago. I haven't reviewed them lately because frankly our returns blow any ETF's returns out of the water. So I don't really care. And therefore I don't follow. With your logic does well, I wouldn't reverse Ali and say all meme coins are halal because some of them are just scams and Ponzi schemes. So just make sure that you're not involved in one. But in terms of like a category of a meme coin, by the way, I'll say this: I think all crypto at this point is just meme tokens because you can't really value or justify any of their valuations by the cash flows. Like, tell me one cryptocurrency that has enough cash flow to justify its current valuation. So they're all basically meme coins, and they live and die on narratives, stories that are being told about them. And so, in that respect, all crypto is just a bunch of meme coins. But the question that you have to ask yourself is, what is the intended utility here, and is this intended utility something that I'm okay with, I feel comfortable with, and then invest accordingly. Amar says, Assalamu alaikum. Can we expect Tesla to come down to the 350 range? Well, I wouldn't wait for it. I've been saying this for a while, and people have been trying to, trade in a big way. I'm all for taking profits. And, PIF members, if you aren't a PIF member already, become one. Link to do so is in the description. And like the live if you like these lives. Like the live, that would be great. But I wouldn't be swing trading with a big portion of my Tesla because you could miss out on days like today where it's up 8%. I mean, we were down in the beginning of January. We went all the way to nope, wrong chart. 375 almost. And I went live and I said, this was basically an IQ test for investors. What are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the few million that they're saying they missed out in the gross profit? Or are you going to focus on the hundreds of millions that they say they recorded in their energy storage business that they added to their profitability? And so we bought, PIF bought during that dip. And so we bought close to 375. Now we're at 428. So alhamdulillah, that worked out. And so we play the cards that the market deals us. We try not to make predictions that are very risky, that could cause us to lose out on these positions that we've been building over years. Has the NVIDIA moment of Tesla happened yet? No, it has not. It has not. It's just getting started. Let me put it that way. 2025 could be a big year for Tesla. Do you see the rise in Doge happening the same in the 5 days because of Trump happening again as before? Well, I'm not. I don't think it's going to be up by 1,100%. That's for sure. But I do think that we could have a very bullish, couple of weeks for Doge. Yeah. So Abdul says, I wouldn't put anything more than 5 to 10% into altcoins, and I think that's probably right. Sam says, I'm considering the membership, just waiting for some discount. Well, I don't think the discount is. Let me put it this way. I think that the membership will pay for itself many times over. Yeah, no, if you're saving $50, $100 on the membership, I don't think that's going to matter that much in the scheme of things. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for the daily update. Well, I think that Solana, there is a catalyst that we're waiting for in the form of a Solana ETF, and that could cause positive movement in Solana. And also, like, I have a high conviction in Bitcoin as well, but it's not a big part of my holdings, just because I think that in this particular, I have exposure to Bitcoin through proxies. And so in this particular point, there may be more gains to be had in other places, and then we could park our profits in Bitcoin later. وإياكم أحسان. Yeah, we may get the Trump pump. We may not. Again, I do like to keep a sort of when I think maybe viewers may be down, I like to uplift their spirits. And when people are kind of getting ahead of themselves, I'd like to kind of pull them down so that we're always being rational as investors. We're not too down when things are down. We're not too up when things are up. That's how I try to that's how I try to do these lives. And so I do want us all to, make sure we're not getting ahead of ourselves, not getting too excited, making sure we're rational. I think investing as part of a group is a really, a solid tool to make sure that we're doing that. And that's why we have the PIF community. So if you aren't part of the PIF community yet, make sure you become a part of the community. Like, as I said, the live, if you enjoyed it. Until next time, make sure to take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum, and peace be upon you all.